Whenever you have one of these old guns in question and you're not really sure, you know, taking it to a gunsmith, he ain't going to be able to headspace this or nothing. So I got a middle of the road test cartridge, and what we're going to do is fire this. And if you notice, when I take these old guns and I fire them, I hold them down like this and point them away, point them at the, you know, a hill, and fire it. That way, if there's a catastrophic failure, you know, God forbid, everything will go that way, the bowl will come off and kind of minimize your injury. So, there we go. We're going to give this a test pop. Which, not too bad. No signs of pressure. Everything looks fairly good. So now we're ready to do our test rounds. Actually, the rifle can handle the load. Okay, what I've also done before we start, I made a few extra rounds. Kind of went with my 6.5 Dutch load. I'm going to try to sight it in with one or two. See where we're shooting before we set up the chronograph in that. Looks like them big rims are going to come and hurt me. Let's see. Basically, what we're trying to do is see where our sights are, how high we are in that. Nothing unusual. So far so good. Alright, let's go take a look. Alright, so at 50 yards, pretty much the sights are on. I mean, some people say these guns shoot way high, but, you know, aiming here, we're good. So it's time to give our ammo a run across the chronograph now. Now we know where it shoots. Okay, our first results here. I'm getting about another 200, 180, 200 feet per second out of a load. Same bullet that I used with the Dutch round, but out of this gun, this load is a lot faster. Same bullet, same powder. So there is a difference. That's why you got to watch it. And actually, I only loaded 3 grains. So this is my base. I got to see how much it jumps to the next. But we are getting a faster velocity out of it. And they keep jumping up. So far, nothing strange pressure-wise in that. So we'll go on and try my other 2 loads and review the results once we get the chronograph home. Alright, now we're going to review our results in our first crack at reloading for this rifle here. In the 6.5 French, 6.5 by 53.5. Alright, our first load using IMR 4350. Now, I'm using a load that I developed for the 6.5 Dutch, which I had very good results with. And I only varied a grain and a half. I was trying to narrow this down, and I did not quite like the results. My light load, I had that 160 grain bullet on this target. Fired 10 shots, they went high, and you notice they were stringing real bad. I had a high of 2,237 feet per second and a low of 2,089. It was a huge, extreme spread was 148, standard deviation 47. I didn't like that. Wasn't that terrible on the gun. Next load, middle of the road load, 37, just a half grain difference. Okay, now this load works great in the 6.5 Dutch. And I did the 10 rounds. I really wasn't trying, I tried to be as accurate as I can, but now this one here had the same high of 2,237 feet per second, but the low was 2,133, averaged it out at 2,200. This load generates 2,000 even in the 6.5 Dutch. So for some odd reason, and I'm assuming it's the shape of the case and chamber, this same exact load with the same exact bullet has a 200 feet per second difference. Now, I had no idea how to measure chamber pressure. No way of knowing, no way at all. And then I went up a half a grain more, 37.5, and you see the group got tighter. And this generated 2,306, 2,248, averaged out at 2,275 with an extreme spread of 58 and standard deviation of 19. As you see, it's kind of getting closer, but like I said, it's getting up there. Now the book states that 150 grain round nose, 10 grains lighter, should be traveling at 2,395, almost 2,400 feet per second. But is this for a rifle that has dual locking lugs, a bolt action gun? It's not mentioning this rifle with the single lug, which is back here, the handle. There's only one lockup on this. Okay, I don't know how strong this action is or what it's rated for, but when you're just locking up the receiver on the back of this bolt, I kind of don't like it. I mean, that load kind of, started to come in. That's just a difference of a grain, but I don't know. I don't know if it'll eventually damage the gun. I don't know if it's safe. I don't know what the pressure is. And also, remember I was telling you there was a difference in the rim diameter on this brass? I got 9 pieces that won't chamber whatsoever in the gun because the rim diameter is too big. It won't fit in the barrel. I was out of 50. So I was going to say something to Buffalo Arms, but my lathe is coming in a little bit, about 2 weeks. So I'll be able to set something up and clean them 9 pieces up myself and get them right and figure out a way to make this stuff myself. But as of right now, I'm kind of leery of the load. Like I said, I get that same bullet traveling out of guns with a stronger action about 2,000 feet per second. And this one here, I mean, it's another 250 feet per second. I don't know. If it had locking lugs and a different type of lockup, it wouldn't bother me. But that old Mauser single lock action, again, it's the shape of the cartridge and size of it does make a difference. So you can't just extrapolate, oh, this worked for one and it'll work for it. No. There is a difference. There is a difference between this, in this case, and 6.5 Dutch. So I don't know. I might have to investigate more, see if I can find a different type of burning powder for this. Like I said, there's too many ifs. There's too many things that can go wrong. Because there's no real history on these guns other than they didn't like them when they first got them. They didn't use them. They didn't have a service life at all. And there are people that shoot them, and they shoot lighter bullets and get them flying out of there faster than what I'm getting, but like I said, I don't know, too many ifs. But more research, and probably when I get the time, get back to this, try a different powder or something, or I have to do a lot more research on it.